Okay, so what we're going to look at today is how we touch off our tools in both X and Z. And so what I'm going to do is I'll do Z first, and then I'll do X. And so I have 3 different tools that I'm going to do today. We'll start out in MDI. We can do a turret forward reverse. And so here I've got offset 1 active. That's where I'm going to be working at. And so I'll go to MDI. And I've actually already got it in the field, but I'll erase that and I'll just do M3, S500, right? You'll have to do this with the spindle spinning, or you won't have to, but it's easier if you do it with the spindle spinning. So we'll hit jog so we can move in the Z axis, and we'll hit Z. And so we're just gonna wind this tool up to the front of our stock. Now if your stock is not sawed well, then you'll want to kind of creep into this real gently. And the idea is what you want to get is a good face cut that cleans the entire face off nice and smooth. And you may need to step down a couple of times, maybe in 5 and 10 thousandths increments, just to get the entire face cleaned off. Now once you get to that point, you just simply hit Z face measure. That number then begins to match this number. So Z face measure, that's all you have to do for that. Next we'll go back into Z, and we're gonna bring it over to the outside of the material. Now at that point, we're going to bring it down to the outside of the material, and we just wanna bring it down real slowly until we make a mark on the outside of either the stock or maybe there's already a turn diameter. And the idea now is that we're going to feed it back about a 1/2 inch across the OD. Once we've got our 1/2 inch back, we're going to crank it back, get our tool out of the way, we can speed it up. Then we can hit stop for our spindle. And we're going to bring a micrometer in. We want to measure the outside. And so I enter the number, 0.980. X diameter measure, enter. Now I'm going to do that for all 3 tools. I've got 3 tools that I'm going to run on this job. So all I have to do is turn my spindle back on, forward. And I'll go ahead and index to the next tool. Now I'll need to do this for all 3 of the tools that I'm running. I'm going to bring it back in Z. I already know what my diameter is, so all I have to do is bring it in and touch the outside of the diameter with my threading tool. So again, I move down to the offset 2, 980, X diameter measure, enter. That takes care of X. So now I'll go out, bring it back in Z. I'm going to touch then the front of the insert to the front of the stock. I've already got a face cut. So I can bring this tool in right here, and it's going to be the threading tool, and it's going to go right to the very front edge of the insert, not to the point. Once I bring it up and I just touch the face of it, I then hit Z face measure. And then I'll do Z for tool 3. And so it doesn't matter which axis you do first, but you just have to do X and Z each time. Bring it in nice and slow to the front. Touching the face. Z face measure. And then I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to run this tool over here. And once that parting blade touches that outside, now we'll do 0.980, X diameter measure, enter. And now we have all of our axes taken care of. All right, so that should take care of setting our tools for both X and Z. In this instance, we did 3 separate tools.